everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here, and of course I hope everyone has an amazing day so far. I will keep it short. If you're new here on this channel, of course, and you see me for the first time, welcome. My name is Janny and I'm doing this DIY channel. Here you find lots and lots of seasonal decor and daily decor DIYs. If you like this content and you're not subscribed to my channel, of course I hope you will click the red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. It would help my channel a lot to grow. So enough talking and let's jump into our DIY. And of course I am already having my supply on the table, so I'm going to get you down and I'm going to show you what you need for this DIY and what we're going to make. We're going to make a Christmas bench. Of course, I never know how it will turn out and how it will be. So I hope you come along with me and we're going to do it step by step. I make the mistakes and you can make it in one piece in totally. So we need our tumbler tile blocks, some paint at your choice, some wood glue. Of course, you can use a glue gun or maybe some other glue, but I most of the time go for my glue gun or for my wood glue. I have some scissors, I have some cutting tools, I have some brushes, some markers, and of course don't forget a little saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel on top of here. Then you can wipe away the glue you don't need. So these are the main pieces for this bench, what we're going to make. So we will see how this will turn out. For our Christmas bench we are going to make first the little planter we are going to make on the side, on one side only. So we are going to make 8 pieces of 2. I see already this one has really a bad shape, so I'm going to go for this one and I'm just going to, like this, glue them together in a straight line. And I know you see already also this one is a little bit smaller than the other block. That's always in a package, you always have blocks which are not totally fitting. So again, this is number 2. We're going to place it over here. We go for number 3 and just squeeze them together. And also you see already this one is smaller also. So we get a little open gaps. If you don't want to get open gaps, then you use some speckle to fill it up. But I like the rustic look. Number 4. And this will be in number 5. And I'm going to make number 6 and number 7 and number 8. And then we're going to closing it up with some blocks. And this is number 5, number 6, number 7, and the last one, number 8. And this is one side of our planter box. And we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. You see our 6 pieces are drying. I have 2 of the sides which are fitting the best. That's always important. It doesn't matter if you have blocks which are not totally comparing, but of course at the end make sure that you have them over here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on this side. Maybe I can do it differently. I'm just thinking I can do better. Lay this on the side and do some glue over here, so you learn at the moment you work with it. And I'm going to do this one over here. And what I'm going to do, I'm doing very easy, laying my blocks next to each other. Make sure that if you have comparison blocks, just turn them over and this way. And we're going to go for this way and we're going to go for this way. I think I'm going to need to turn this one. And now we have, I hope, a kind of a straight line. I'm going to place this one down. And you see already the mistake I made. I don't need 8 of them. I need, of course, 9. And I have 9. Sorry. I'm sorry. I did miscount. Of course, the blocks are not totally glued together, but it doesn't matter. Just make now a nice, little side, so everything is a little bit comparison to each other. So it doesn't matter if things go out of each other, just try to fill it up and make it fitting the best you can, like this. So you really need 8 blocks of 2. I didn't miscount. I thought I did, but I was missing one. But I have already. Everything is gone. I let this dry in for a couple of minutes and then we're going to make again 3 other sides. You see this one is drying and I'm going to do the other 3 a little bit faster. You see already I have 4 sides on my table. They are drying right now, but here I have the smaller blocks over the bigger blocks. For the smaller blocks, if you use the smaller blocks, you need 2 rows of 3 on this side, and in the middle you need 9 rows of 3. So very easy. Dus you need of course 11 rows of 3, and then you do use 2 over here and the rest will be in the middle. So here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and this is number 10 and this is number 11. He will be a little bit bigger, and then you have already one side of your bench for the smaller blocks, and you need of course 4 of this one also. Our 4 sides are drying right now. For everyone who has the bigger blocks, we are going to do the next step. We are going to use one of the panels like this, and what I'm going to do again, make a nice shape over it, because I want on both sides of my bench I want to have a little bit of a decorative side. So I'm going to do 2 blocks together like this, and I'm going to squeeze them together this way. Of course I have to look where I have it. Over here, squeeze it, press it down, and I'm going to do some glue on this side over here, and I'm going to place them over here. This way, make sure that you have a nice straight line again, and this way. And what we're going to do, we are going to do 2 blocks again together this way, and we do on both sides from this block. We're going to place it over here. We get another block and we're going to place it over here against each other, and this way. Of course, what I totally did forget, we need of course a little glue on the bottom. In a moment you will see exactly what I mean. And this way we lay it down. And why do I do it already this way? Now you can still redo it. If you make it in one piece, glue it together, then probably it will break because your glue is already dried up. We do it together again. We do some glue over here like this. We're going to get another block. We're going to place it over, and of course I do a little bit of glue on this side to glue this one also. Again this way. And I'm going to place this one on top. Very easy. And redo it again. Make a nice straight line. Look for the right lining over here and this way. And this way. What I'm going to do now, we're going to go in the middle. So we go to do some glue in the middle over here. We do some glue on this side, and we're going to lay it down in the middle. We do on this side only, and we're going to place it also again in the middle, and we still can redo it because everything is not glued together yet. Now we need the sides. Again, I'm doing some glue over here. I'm doing some glue on this side. On this side, I'm going to lay it down again. And on this side also one side, and I'm going to very easily squeeze it in and fill it in again together this way. Now it's already going to start to look like how I want to have it, and now I'm going to get 2 loose blocks like this one, and I'm going to do some glue on the side and on the bottom. So on the side and on the bottom, again, I'm going to lay it down, and I have an overlay over the half this way. You see? He's for, I think 1/3 he's over the half, and I'm going to do this one the same. Just do some glue on this side, and I'm going to do on the bottom. And again, I'm going to lay 1/3 over the half. And this way, squeeze it, press it down like this. And I'm going to feel if my corners are straightly on top of my piece. And I'm going to let this dry also. So we have one decorative side already for the planter box. And in a moment we are going to do the other side of the bench. And if you are using the smaller blocks, it's also very easy. Use one of the pieces from your planter box also as a decorative one. You do 3 blocks this way, you're going to do 3 blocks this way, and you're going to do 3 and 3 over here, and then 3 in the middle, and you do a 1 on each side of this one, and then you also have a decorative look. But you can change it up if you want a little block more or a little block less. Fill it in the way you think it's right. Our 4 sides are drying from our planter, but of course our planter box also needs a bottom. We are going to do this from 5 blocks in a row. So again, 3, 4, 5. It's very easy. We're just going to glue them together. You do 4 blocks with some glue. I'm going to turn it over. And number 3 and number 4 and number 5 will be the closure up. And this way, make a straight line, squeeze it, press it together, and this way. So you get a nice straight line. We're going to do here the same. 4 blocks, this one, number 2, number 3, and number 4. And number 5 is the closure up again. We're going to squeeze it together like this. And we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. Of course, we wipe away the glue we don't need. And like this. And again, make sure that you have a straight line this way. I have here already on my table for the smaller blocks. These are the sides you will get if you have your planter box. And in the middle you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. You need 3 rows of 7 blocks for the bottom. But because this will be one side, this will be one side, this will be one side, and this one. And for the bottom you need 3 rows of 7 blocks. So then you also have the measurement for the bottom for the smaller blocks. You see already I have one of the sides of our bottom I placed right up. I'm going to do some glue over here in the middle, and I'm going to lay them together this way. Very easy. Squeeze them together and make a nice, it is a kind of a square. And let this dry in also at least for I think about half an hour. I have all my pieces of my planter over here. What I'm going to do, I do the one with my decorative side. I'm going to lay this way, and I'm going to glue this one on the side. So I'm going to do some glue on the underside over here, and I'm going to place it in the middle, of course over here, and I'm going to keep it in place for a couple of minutes like this. And of course you can wait with me, but I don't think you like that, so I will wait on my own. Now we're going to take one part, and of course I'm going to glue a little on this side, on the underside over here, a little line, and we are going to do it on the underside on this side. And I'm going to place it on here. Be careful. And if you use the bigger block, it will fall in a little bit inside, not totally on the straight line, but a little bit inside. And I'm going to let this dry in also. And make sure that you have a straight line. And I'm going to do with the other part the same. Of course, I'm going to do on the underside over here in a straight line, and I have to look for, and I'm going to do it on this side over here on this line, and I'm going to place it in here again against the other one, and make sure that you have it over here, and we're going to squeeze it together, and we have to fill it up and this way, and we're going to remove a little. That's the greatest thing, that you didn't it's not totally glued together. Now you can still do it and readjust it, and that's always a great thing. I need a little go to the sides, to this side. And now I'm going to have the sides on the same length like I have over here. So, and I'm going to give this a couple of minutes before I do the top on here. So I did give it a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to go over with my glue and I'm going to make a line over here. Very easy. This way and over here. And this way. And then we're going to give it at least an hour to dry. And we're going to glue this on top, and I have to look for the best way you can glue, because you're always looking for the blocks which are not totally fitting on top of each other, so be aware of that. I have to go up a little higher this way, and now we can have to look for the sides, because we have on each side a little overlay this way. And I'm going to let this dry in, and here you see how our little planter box turned out. What we're going to do, because this will be on the side over here, and we're going to do here a piece of the bench, and here will be one side panel, and this will be the same side panel we have over here, this the same decorative side. What you're going to, before I'm going to do that, because that has to dry overnight, I'm going to make a piece of wood. So very simple, just a couple of blocks on top of each other, and I think maybe 6 or 7. I have to look for, if I have this on this side, I have to look for how high I want to have it, because it will be on top and I'm going to make a Christmas tree for it. But I have to look for how high I want to have it. So maybe if I lay it sideways, of course this way, and I'm going to, it will be on top. I think I'm going for 6, 7, 8 blocks. Maybe I can even do it some higher. I'm going for 9 blocks. So very easy, just get 9 blocks. I'm really throwing with everything, so don't mind me. I'm just going to glue. This is 1, this is number 2. And number 3, and a number 4, and number 5, number 6, number 7, number 9, this way, and I'm going to, of course, turn this one over, make a nice straight, squeeze it, straight line, like this, and again, squeeze it together. And again, let it be over here, and clean your mat, of course, from the glue. And again, make sure that you have a straight line. And again, we're going to go for 9 blocks again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 again. And we're going to go and that's why I'm doing it in between, because this needs to dry before you can use your jigsaw with it, so, or else you will be falling apart. And I always give it 1 night to dry in, and then I'm sure when I use my jigsaw it doesn't fall apart, because that's not what we want. We don't want that our tree is falling apart. And this way, and the last, of course, I don't have to glue it, I have to use it as a, and again, make a straight line like this, and squeeze it and press it together. Now you already have 1, and I'm going to get my, and if you're looking already correctly, you see already that I have here 10 blocks. So this one can already come off. It doesn't it doesn't need to be here. That's if you do it too fast. And I'm going to can glue it, of course. Oh, you see already. And this, make a nice straight line this way. And now I'm going to make, I think I need 2 pieces. I think I have more than enough. Yes, I'm going for only 2 pieces of 9. So I'm going to place 1 of the 9. I'm going to place sideways, and I'm going to do some glue on it because we want to make one big plank out of it. And this way, and we're going to let it come down. It doesn't matter if it falls apart because we are going to saw it, so it doesn't matter. And now we have already a nice solid piece of wood. So, and I can draw later on some tree over it. And I'm still debating if I'm not going to do a right number 3 over here, but I'm going right now for 2. I hope I don't get that. I wish I did another one, but we will see. So, and now what we're going to do, we're going to do the same like side panel like we did with this side. So we're going to make again another side like this. So I was still debating with myself, but I think he's a little bit too low for the making my tree later on. So I'm going to go over it and I'm going to glue a couple of blocks longer and this way, and I'm going to do a little on the top and over here. So I'm going to make it a little bit longer than normally, but you can make it any size you like. And this way, and again also over here, so I can make the tree a little bit longer. And this way we're going to squeeze it and press it down, and we're going to let this dry in for at least overnight. And for the side of our bench we are going to make again for the side panel 6 blocks, of course 8 blocks from 2. So very easy, just make again 8 blocks of 2 on top of each other. Very easy. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8. Very easy. And then we're closing it up with another one. This one is really offline, and this is one. Number 2 again, squeeze it, press it down, squeeze it and press it down. And you see also over here, squeeze it, press it down. Here the same. This is number 5, number 6, number 8, and of course the last one like this. And I have 4, of course I have 8 pieces of 2, and now we already have 1 panel. And in a moment, if this is glued together, we are going to do the decorative side also on this side. And you see I'm going to again lay 2 on the side. We're going to face this one up, and this one, and this one, and this one, of course this way, and this too. And now very easy, do some glue over the same like we did with the other side. So this is 1 and a number 2, and make sure that you have enough glue. And we go 1 over here, 1 over here, number 3, number 4, and number 5. And again we're going to lay them down very easy, this way and this way, and the closure up over here. And we're going to lay this one over here and this one over here. Very easy, and you already have your next side panel. And this way, and we're going to let this dry in also. Squeeze it and make it a nice straight line again. And then we're going to let this dry in for at least also a couple of hours. We did let it dry in now a half hour, not totally more than a couple of hours, only 1/2 hour. But because this is the decorative side, and we're going to do, well, you saw with the flying glue, I'm going to do this one over here. So very easy, do also over here, place it on top. And we're going to make the same decorative line like we did with the other one. Again, do some glue over here again and on this top, and place it over here, and do this one on top of here. You don't have to do it straight right now, because later on you can fill everything in the middle line. You do some glue, you do some glue on this side and on this side, and you're going to place it in the middle, and you get 1 block and you only have to do on the top. And you're going to squeeze it in. Very easy. Lay it next to each other. We are going to do again a one over here, a one over here, and we're going to do one line over here, and we're going to place it in again. We're going to do with this one the same, only this side, and we're going to squeeze it in again, and this way. We're going to do here the same, over here, some glue over here and on this side, and we're going to do some glue and place it down, and this way. And we're going to do for this one again only on the top, and squeeze it in again like this. And now we only need the loose blocks, but first we're going to make our nice square. Fill everything up, feel with your fingers that you have a nice straight line over here, because everything has to fit together. And this way, and of course over here, make sure that you have a nice lining over here. It takes a little bit of your time, but take your time, because it is very important that it looks very nice over here. Over here. Now we need the decorative blocks, and this only on this side and a little on this side, and we do a 1/3 again over it this way, and this one on this side. So over here some glue and over here, and we're going to place it on this side. So we make sure that everything is fitting nicely together. So, and then we're going to let this dry in for a couple of hours. So of course our little planter is dried up, our side of our bench is dried up. I'm going to place it beside, because we're going to make the sitting area from our bench. And what we're going to do, we are going to take it very easy. We are going to do 4 rows of 4 first. So very easy, just make 4 of these blocks. Number 2, you can row them together. We're going to do this one, and the last one will be a closure up again this way. Squeeze it, press it down like this. This is already number 1, and we are going to remove the glue. It's a little bit more work, but that keeps everything clean. So again, 4 pieces, and we're going to go for 1, number 2, and a number 3. And in a moment I also will give you from the sitting area the blocks you need for your smaller blocks. So everyone who makes it from the smaller blocks also have the measurement already. You have it from the side, you have it from the planter, and then you also will have it from the sitting area. And this will be number 3 and number 4. So very easy, you just do some glue on the tops, and this way, and this way, and the last, and this one. And again we're going to closing it up this way, squeeze it, press it down, and we're going to do it over here, squeeze it and press it down, and make a straight line. That's important. Again like this, and we're going to let this dry a couple of minutes. You see they are dried in right now, all 4 of them. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get some blocks. I'm going to make a little space in between. I'm going to do some glue on this side and on this side, and I'm going to place it halfway of the first 2 blocks this way, and I'm going to do here the same. Some glue over here and on this side. Very easy, and just going to lay it halfway, and I'm going to place this one against it in the same length like this, and squeeze it and press it down. And you see already everything is fitting quite nicely, but you see this one is a little bit more not totally straight. You see already he's a little bit offline, but we're going to try to work with it like this. And I'm going to have to look for that I have it on the same length, because we need to glue it in between, and you can do it with your blocks to make sure that you have the same length. Like this, it can go a little this way. So we make sure that everything is fitting quite nice. And this way. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do some glue on this one, because these two we are gluing together. Very easy. A line over here, place it down and squeeze them together this way. Again, make sure that you have a straight line. We're going to get 2 blocks again, and I'm going to look for this one is totally offline, and this one. So I'm going to do again, and you can make the pattern you want. Of course, I'm doing this pattern, but you can do any pattern you like. Oh, of course, I shouldn't place it on my table. That's not the right the right way to do it. So don't do it the way that I do it. Don't mess your table. I'm going to place it over here and this way, and of course I'm going to do this way. I'm going to get my, and I'm going to do a little glue over here, because or else it doesn't glue too rightly. So, and again I'm going to place this two also against here, the same like we did with the other one, to give it also a little bit of a structure. And again we're going to place it down, and we have to look for if the openings are the same, or else we don't get our bends in between. And this way. And now we're going to let this dry in for at least, I think, 1 or 2 hours. And now for everyone who uses the smaller blocks, we are going to do the sitting area. Of course, you can use 6 blocks in a row. Of course, your width of your piece is always a 9 blocks, so you need 9 blocks to get it fitting in. So at least 9 blocks this way, but you can go for 6 this way. But you also can do, if you want to have it a little smaller, you can go, you have to look with you what you like the best. But I think I'm going to probably would go for this, for 6 in a row, 6 this way, and you can make a nice pattern inside. Do 2 of this one, or maybe do again a couple of the smaller ones over here, and just make a row of 6 over here. You can do anything you like. You only need to make sure that you have 9 here and 6 or 5 over here, and then you can play around with everything. I would give it a kind of steadiness, so I also would do 2 over here, or maybe 2 here, a longer one in the middle. Just do whatever you think is right, but you also can do the same like I did, maybe 2 of 6, then maybe 2 smaller one, 2 of 6, and maybe in the middle also 2 of 6. You can do anything you like, but like I said, keep in mind, make sure that you have 9 wide and 6 or 5 long, and in between you can decorate it any way you like. In the meantime, while my sitting area is drying, and probably yours also, I'm going to get the piece I made yesterday. This very easy wood piece. This is just, for me it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks long, and again 10 blocks long. And I let this dry because we are going to make Christmas trees from this, because I want to have a Christmas bench. So I'm going to do for the Christmas trees. I also want to show you now, I don't know if I told you already for the smaller blocks, but you can go for 3. I would go for 3 wide, and I would go at least for 1, 2, 3, 4. I would go for 5. I would go for 5 this way. This most I would go 5, and of course then I would do it this way. This may be easier that you do just 5, and you have to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I have to show it to you the right way, or else you don't know what to do. Just make rows of 9, very easy, but 5 rows of 9. If you just make 5 rows of 9, glue them together until one piece like I did over here, then you also have a nice plank where you can do your Christmas tree on top. So again, 9 blocks this way and 5 this way, so 5 blocks of 9. Very easy. I hope I explain it right, but if you don't understand, just let me know in the comments down below. So you see already I printed out just a very easy silhouette of Christmas trees, 2 smaller ones, because I want to have one over here and one over here. So it is smaller, but do you want to have them bigger? It's also fine too. You can do whatever you think is right. So I'm going to do for the smaller ones. So I'm going to cut them out and I'm going to place them on top of here. So you see I did cut them out and I'm going to turn them over because it's easier to go over with my lines when he is easy, when he is white, of course. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my pencil. My pencil here in the net, we call it potlood. It's a totally different name, potlood. So we are using our potlood. Of course, you use your pencil. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place it really on the underside and I'm going to get my potload and I'm going to go over the lines and I'm going to make it a little bit thick because I'm an old lady and then I can see it where I have to use my jigsaw, because or else it will be one big mess because I don't see it anymore. So we are going to go for the lines over here. It's very easy and I make a nice point on top. But of course I use this kind of Christmas tree, but if you like more a little bit of the rounding and you are very good with your jigsaw, then of course go ahead, make it as crazy as you like. But I'm going to go for the simple lines. And again, very easy, go this way. I'm going to go aside. I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to the last lines. And I'm going to go this way. Make it easy over here. And this way. And you see already, now I have already my Christmas tree, the first one over here. So I only need to go over the lines and I have already my first wooden Christmas tree. And I'm going to do the smaller one for the same over here. So you see, I already have my 2 Christmas trees. Now I'm going to go outside and I'm going to get my jigsaw and saw it out. And if you are really good with a hand saw, then you can also a figure saw. Then you can do it also with your hand. But I use my jigsaw and I really, if everyone who is here and is watching and is a little scared of a jigsaw, I just hope you give it a try. Maybe not start with this one, but just get a piece of wood and just go over it and try to make some lines in it. It doesn't matter how, but try to do it because it is so much fun. And it is, of course, you have to be careful, but if you're just careful and you are just doing everything relaxed, it will be so much fun. And of course, I bought mine from Lidl or Lidl, just how you call it, for only I think 40 euros. So and it's similar like dollars. So if you have a Lidl or Lidl and maybe you can even buy it in sale, then you are doing, but give it a try because you will have so much fun and the ideas are endless. So I hope you give it a try. And here you see my 2 Christmas trees. I did my best. Of course, maybe someone can do it better, but I am already really happy how these 2 turned out. And like I said, I'm also an amateur with jigsawing, so give it a try. You will have so much fun. So I'm going to lay them aside. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go now make 4 blocks of 4 again, 2 rows. Very easy, but make sure that this 4 blocks are really fitting to each other because this will be the front and the sides of the sitting area. So make sure that you have it in a straight line and make sure that you have a nice glue together, because this will be a play of an, oh my English This will be the front and the back side of your sitting area, which you will see. So you have to look it as nice as you can do. So this is 1, this is a 2, and this is a 3. And we are going to glue them very easily again together. Make sure that you have a nice straight line. And this way. And I'm going to do with this one the same. And this is 1. And this is 2. And this is 3. And again, place them together in a nice row. And we're going to let this dry in also for a couple of minutes. So here we have our 2 pieces of 4. I'm going to lay in between my sitting piece. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make a line because we're going to glue it on top on the first one to give it a nice ending. So over here, a nice line. And I'm going to do it over here. Or in this way. And I'm going to place it on top. Very easy. Just lay it aside and just place it on the top. And make sure that you have a nice straight line. And we're going to do here the same. We're going to place it on top. Again, make a straight line. Look that you have it. And just feel with your fingers if you have the right way and this way. And then we're going to let this dry in also. And you see my sitting area here is now drying. And in the meantime, I'm going to start already with painting all the pieces because we can always glue it later. So I'm going to go and do everything in a nice lighter sand colored chalk paint, but you can choose any color. Maybe you like the trees, maybe green, or I don't know, choose whatever you think is right. But I'm going to do everything in the same color because I love the neutral tones. But of course, go ahead, do whatever you think is right. And of course, I'm going to do it a little bit faster than this. All my pieces are dried up and painted. And of course, I'm going to get the smaller piece, so the side piece. I'm going to turn it over this way. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get my sitting area and I'm going to glue this on the line of this middle line. So I'm going to do some glue. Of course, I have to be sure first. I'm going to check it out if I am correctly and if it is fitting and not wobbly. So this is fine. So I'm going to do some glue on this. I hope I can show it to you this way. Over here. I'm going to do it over here. And I'm going to do it over here. And I'm going to place it, like I said, with this side, the underside on the middle piece. You see the middle line of here and there. I'm going to, here is on the middle line and this one is on the middle line. Make sure that you have it in between and move away the glue you don't need. And we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. Make sure if you look at on the front side, it's also having the same measurement like you have on the other side. So I'm going to let this dry in and then we're going to place the box, of course, on top. So I have laid down my planter, of course, with this side on the bottom. So over here, I'm going to do some glue on this piece. I showed the other piece, maybe I can show it to you a little bit better. This piece, I'm going to do some glue on the tops and we're going to turn it over on top of the planter. And over here, we do some glue over here and on this side. And now I'm going to move to the back side and I'm going to place it over here. And I'm going to turn it over on top of here and also on the lines like this one. So we get the same height that we have, of course, on this side. So I hope this works. I also want to show you a little bit behind the scenes. You see here when he is drying our bands, the Christmas trees we have to do in a moment. And you see already on my table, he is over here and he has a paint can on top of here for give it a little bit of pressure. And this is how our bench already turned out. Of course, in a moment we go further with the Christmas trees. So I did let dry my pens, I think maybe a couple of hours, but he's not totally dry because that needs really overnight. So I'm going to turn him this way and I'm going to do my Christmas tree on the back side. And of course you see it on the front side, but it is the back side because I have my planter on the right. That's just something for me. Of course you can do it on the left side. I would do first the bigger Christmas tree. So do some glue over here. And I'm going to place it in the back side, but exactly against the other one. So I'm going to squeeze it, press it down, and this way. And I'm going to give it a little push so he will be. And now I'm going to do the smaller one. And of course, the smaller one I do totally against it, but you don't have to do it. Of course, maybe you can leave some space open and you can do it on the other side, but I'm going to do it against each other. And this way. I have to make sure that I have it in a straight line on the back side, this way. And I'm going to let this dry. And in a moment you see the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of our tumbling tile blocks Christmas bench, and I'm so happy how he finally turned out. Especially this is one for the Christmas season. You can use them anywhere in your home. Of course, I hope you took out your tumbling tile blocks too and did this DIY together with me already. But if you're here and you're not subscribed to my channel and you like what you see, of course I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and click the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. If you want to see more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find all the links you need. Enough talking, everyone. I wish you all an amazing rest of your day and I hope to see you in our next DIY.